Today's video is about the victim mentality we've all heard about. And if you think it's going to be about me saying, take responsibility for your life, be hardworking, no excuses, it's not about that. This video is not about that. At the same time, if you think it's about me saying, poor you, it must be so rough and tough to be you, it's not about that either. This is simply a unique perspective. And that is, if you are in a situation where you feel or you even think the best way for you to overcome that situation, the best way for people to help you overcome that situation is for you to be seen as a victim, well, guess what? You're going to think like that. You're going to think like that because you're going to convince yourself that you are a victim. Because after all, it's such a difficult situation. You don't want to be blamed for it, or you just want to be supported. So you're going to think you're a victim. Do you understand that? You're going to think you're a victim. Because then it's like you are no longer the bad person, the bad guy, the bad girl. Because you are a victim now. Do you see how that works? Because you're a victim now, you can't be blamed for something. So sometimes you're thinking that you are a victim. You know you're not, but you're thinking that. Or you might even feel like that because you know that the best way for people to support you is for you to have the persona of the victim. Now, if you want to apply that to different situations or areas in your life, go ahead. But think about it. If you think like a victim, you feel like a victim, you act like a victim, it becomes a habit, that becomes who you are, and who you are dictates how your life goes. And then you start living a victim mentality reality. So be careful what you think about when you are in a very, very tough situation in life. Just be very careful the thoughts that come to your mind or the feelings that are coming. Question them, ask them, is this true? Because what you don't want is a situation where you're in hell, right? Let's say that's your situation. It's hell, it's tough, it's rough. It's very, very difficult. And the only way to go through it is to feel like a victim, meaning you got to jump through the fire in hell. You got to jump through the fire in hell for you to come out on the other side. Don't take that chance. Because maybe all you need to do is wait it out. Maybe you don't need to burn to make it to the other side, because once you burn, you're gone. And I'll say as well that you are only human. You're only human. You're gonna have times when you feel so low and you feel like you have to show how vulnerable you are so that people can sympathize with you, and understand you and feel sorry for you so they can support you. You're only human. You're gonna have times when you feel like that. Now, back to the whole hell analogy, you think that the only way to come out on the other side is to feel like a victim, behave like one, and think like one so you can get that sympathy. What I'm going to say is that you're actually doing yourself a disservice. You're really hurting yourself in the long term, because the more you keep, doing that, and it's not about being in that situation, because life can happen and it can all happen at once, right? It can all happen at once. So I'm not saying, the more you keep getting in those situations. No, I'm saying the more you keep responding to those situations, reacting actually, because responding means you've thought about it. Reacting means it's like a knee-jerk reaction. It's automatic. So the more you react to something a certain way, the more or the stronger it becomes a part of who you are as a human being. Because bad situations are always going to be there. They're never going to go away. What changes is how we respond to those situations. So you just got to be careful. You are human. Do not feel so bad based on how you've reacted in the past. Just learn from that and move on. Learn from it and move on. in our desperate need for solution, sometimes we may just think the best way out is to just be the most vulnerable person and then hope that the Grim Reaper doesn't knock on our door and it passes us by because, oh, it thinks we're already dead. You know, oh, that person's already dead. I don't gotta go in the house and take their soul. Sometimes that's what we think, you know? But I'm here to let you know that you might be missing out on the character development because you're choosing to be in that victim mentality.